sudden shortage of LPG cylinders is beginning to ripple across India, affecting households, restaurants, hostels, and small businesses. From Bengaluru to Coimbatore and Hyderabad, hotels are trimming menus, hostels are struggling to cook meals, and consumers are bracing for higher prices. So, what exactly is causing this LPG crunch in India? And how is the government trying to manage the situation? Liquefied petroleum gas, or LPG, is the primary cooking fuel used in India today. India consumes about 31.3 million tons of LPG every year, and nearly 87% of it is used in household kitchens. The use of LPG has grown rapidly over the past decade, especially after the launch of the Ujjwala scheme, which expanded LPG access to millions of households. As a result, LPG consumption in India has nearly doubled over the last 10 years. But there is a major vulnerability in India's supply chain. Nearly 60% of the LPG India consumes is imported, largely from countries in the Persian Gulf, such as Saudi Arabia and Qatar. The current shortage is linked directly to the escalating conflict in West Asia. After attacks and retaliation between the United States, Israel, and Iran, the Strait of Hormuz has effectively shut down, disrupting shipping through one of the world's most critical energy routes. Around 85 to 90% of India's LPG imports normally pass through this narrow waterway. With ships unable to move freely and tankers stranded in the Persian Gulf, LPG supplies coming into India have been hit. At least 22 Indian-flagged oil and gas tankers carrying energy cargo are currently stranded in the region, waiting for clarity on when shipping can resume. To prevent a shortage in household kitchens, the government has prioritized LPG supply for domestic consumers. But this decision has created a supply crunch for commercial users. Hotels, restaurants, tea shops, and hostels that depend on commercial LPG cylinders say their supplies have been drastically reduced. Industry bodies warn that restaurants may have to shut down operations if the situation continues. A senior hotelier said that the Federation of Hotel and Restaurant Associations of India had met the Union Petroleum Minister seeking relief.
We are unable to get the cylinders due to the shortfall for the oil companies. They stopped the cylinder supply from today itself. So we are suffering a lot. We are able to manage with the available cylinders in our hotel for few days, 1 or 2 days. After the cylinder is over, we have to close down the restaurant. There is no other alternative with us. So all the hotel owners are planning to reduce the food items and timings first. If the available LPG cylinders is over, we have to close down the restaurants and hotels, everything. We requested the central government to treat this as an essential commodity and give gas cylinders even at least in the rational basis. Otherwise, there is no other option for us to except closing down the hotels. And request the state government also to give concession in the electricity, considering as an industrial tariff, because already they have declared hotels and restaurants as an industry. They didn't pass on the benefit to us. We request them to pass on the benefit immediately to us and give concessions. Then solar panels. We request the governments to give some subsidies to solar panels also. Then if it is possible, we can shift to power by installing the induction stoves. That is also not immediately possible. The manufacturers take 15 to 20 days time.
He explained that cooking even a single meal requires significant fuel. A hotel with 100 rooms needs roughly 1.5 LPG cylinders just to prepare breakfast for a single day. Smaller establishments say they are even more vulnerable. Most tea shops manage with just 1 or 2 cylinders at a time, and rising prices are already eating into their income. Some large establishments are preparing contingency plans. At Chennai's Cosmopolitan Club, management says they are redesigning menus to reduce gas usage as a precaution. With multiple restaurants, banquet halls, and event kitchens operating simultaneously, the club says it is preparing for the worst if the shortage continues. Consumers are also reporting delays in deliveries. To manage the situation, the government has invoked the Essential Commodities Act and ordered oil refineries to increase LPG production. Refineries have been asked to divert propane and butane streams that are normally used for petrochemicals towards LPG production instead. Oil marketing companies such as Indian Oil and Bharat Petroleum, which together produce around 40% of India's LPG requirement, have been instructed to prioritize domestic consumers. Officials say supplies are currently being prioritized for households, hospitals, and student hostels, while other users are receiving gas on a case-by-case basis. The government has also extended the LPG refill booking cycle from 21 days to 25 days to prevent hoarding. Meanwhile, prices have already started rising. Domestic LPG cylinder prices have increased by 60 rupees, while commercial cylinders used by restaurants have become more than 114 rupees costlier. For many households and small businesses, even a small increase in cooking fuel prices can strain already tight budgets. Officials insist India currently has adequate fuel reserves, and the country remains in a reasonably comfortable position. But if the conflict in West Asia continues and shipping through the Strait of Hormuz remains disrupted, pressure on India's energy supply chain could increase. For now, the government's strategy is clear: protect household cooking gas supply first and manage shortages elsewhere until global energy routes stabilize.